Hi, my name is Kevin, and most of you have been invited to a potluck or a get-together, which required you to bring some type of entree or dessert. Today I'm going to show you how to make a dessert. One of my favorites is called, I like to call it, chocolate-covered Oreo Truffles. And for the last 3 years I've been making this dessert when I go to potlucks or get-togethers, and everybody just raves about them, and every time we have another potluck, they always want me to make that. So I'm going to show you a few things, right supplies and ingredients, and how to make it. First of all, you want to make sure you have the right supplies. You will need a stove, of course. You will also need a large pot, a strainer to go on top of the pot, and you also need a small bowl which you can lay into the strainer. Next, you'll need to have a large mixing bowl, a masher that we can mash Oreos with. You'll need a large spoon, a cookie sheet, and a wax paper. As for the ingredients, it's quite simple. You'll need a whole packet of Oreos. You'll need 1 packet of any type that you like, chocolate chips. You'll need cream cheese. It's an 8-ounce box. And you'll need golf wax. Golf wax is also called paraffin wax, and you can find it in the Jell-O aisle. We're going to start off by melting our chocolate, and we do this because it takes 25 to 30 minutes to do. So first thing you can do is take your large pot, fill it halfway full of water, turn the stove on high so we can get it boiling. Next, you're going to take your strainer, put it on top of your large pot, and then your small bowl, which you can take and you can put that into the strainer. What we're going to do next is take our chocolate. You can take any type of chocolate you like, but I am using Nestle's Toll House, and we can open that, pour it all into the small bowl. Next, we will take our golf wax, and we can take about 2 to 3 ounces, and we can add that to the chocolate. And the reason why we add that to the chocolate is because it helps the chocolate become more solid and also much smoother whenever it cools down. So once we add it to there, make sure you stir it frequently. We don't want it to clump up or anything like that. But once that's started, we can turn around and we can come over here and we can make our Oreos. You'll want to take your whole Oreos and you'll want to dump it all into your large mixing bowl. You'll take your masher and you'll mash up your Oreos into small crumbs. Once that's done, you can take your cream cheese, you add it to your Oreos, and this is where you're going to get your hands dirty. You're going to have to take your hands and you're going to have to mix up both the Oreos and the cream cheese. Once that is finished, you can take your Oreo mix, make small balls with them. And here, as you can see, I've already done a few here, small balls. Once you have completely filled up your whole cookie sheet full of Oreo balls, you can come over here. You can go ahead and take this over here to your chocolate. And just make sure that your chocolate is totally melted. We don't want any clumps in there when you're dipping your Oreo balls. Once it's totally melted, you can go ahead and turn off your stove. Here is where you will need your large spoon. Go ahead and take one of your Oreo balls and you can place it right on your large spoon, and you can just go ahead and just dip it in here. Cover it all around. Make sure that it's totally covered. Once it's totally covered, just use the spoon. You don't have to get your hands dirty. And lay it back onto your wax paper. Once that's finished, go ahead and do the rest of the Oreo balls. After you're done, if you find that you have more chocolate left over, once you find out that you have more chocolate left over, you can do a second coat on all of your Oreo balls. That's our last step. You can then place them into the refrigerator, leave them in there for about 2 to 3 hours until they're cool and cold, and then you can serve them. So today I've showed you how to make chocolate-covered Oreo Truffles, as well as what ingredients and what supplies you'll need. Hopefully in the future, whenever you go to a potluck or some type of get-together, you'll be able to make this dessert, which would look like it took hours to make, but simply it only took about 30 minutes. Thank you.